Let's step outside. I'll explain everything, Ricky said. Yeah, you might want to do that, I replied. Hey Pop, Ricky yelled. I'm taking a break. Yeah, he said. He walked out of the store and around the side of the building. Then he pulled a pack of Marlboro Reds out of his pocket, took one out and lit it. He offered me one, but I don't smoke, so I declined. Okay, look, Ricky started. Technically, I am dead, and so is the rest of the band. But the weirdest thing happened on the morning we all died. You see, our van did not blow a tire like people are saying. We were coming up on that hairpin turn on Mount Ressa. You know which one I'm talking about, right? Yeah, I said anxiously. He quickly looked to his left and then his right, then back to his left again. I assumed to make sure that no one was around. Then he took a drag on his cigarette, blew smoke rings and continued. Derek was driving. I mean, legally it was his van, and I was in the passenger seat. Stephen and Corey were in the back, and just as we were about to start making the turn, the creepiest, most messed up looking old man in a white suit appeared in the middle of the road, completely out of nowhere. Derek swerved to miss him and couldn't recover in time, and that's when the van went off the side of the mountain. I remember watching as we plummeted towards the rocks and I screamed. Derek screamed. We all screamed. Then the next thing I know, we're all floating in midair, looking down at the crash site. It only lasted for a few seconds though, because then all four of us began to thrust downwards, incredibly fast, towards the ground. With mere inches between us and the land, an incredible loud bang was heard, at least by me, and it sounded like a sonic boom on steroids, for Christ's sake. It was so damn loud. Suddenly we were all chained to this brick wall in a pitch-black room. Then the room lit up from flame torches mounted on the wall. I think, anyway. Man, that sounds familiar, I thought. As the room lit up, the old man in the white suit reappeared. Ricky continued.
Hello, boys,
he said in a sinister tone.
It's so nice of you all to join me. Now, I want to make this perfectly clear. Each and every one of you are already dead, and your souls have gone upstairs, shall we say. You have nothing to offer me, but I have something to offer all of you in exchange for a small favor. I have many jobs here in hell, being the devil's right-hand man. It's not easy, you know.
We're in hell? Corey asked.
Yes, now shut up,
he snapped.
Now, if you agree to do as I ask, I will grant you all eternal life. Well, maybe not life after all, you'll be dead, but you will be free to roam the earth in your bodies just like normal. Have normal lives and do normal things until the end of time. And no, you will not be a zombie. They are the undead. You are most certainly dead, but you will look the same as you did before and will never get old. You have no need for any form of sustenance, and you will never tire. You will just live forever without a soul. But if you disagree and you do not accept this offer, you will rot inside your caskets underground until the maggots eat away your flesh,
he said intensely. Then he laughed a maniacal laugh.
The choice is yours,
he concluded. They've already buried us? Corey asked, frightened.
Yes. Time works differently here. What seems like mere seconds here is actually days up there,
the old man replied. What do we have to do? Stephen asked.
I have recently acquired the soul of a young man who, let's say, sold his soul for rock and roll. And that's where you four come in. You are a rock and roll band, and not a very good one, I might add, but still a band nonetheless. I want you,
he said, pointing at me.
Call him up and ask him to audition for a spot in your band. If he accepts, tell him to meet you at the church on Dead Man's Lane at 3 o'clock.
But there is no church on Dead Man's Lane, Derek said aggressively.
Oh, aren't you the feisty one?
The old man replied.
There will be. I will create a dreamscape, most likely an old creepy forest with a run-down church. That always seems to work. I will place all 4 of you within the dreamscape of the church and open the portal, just to mess with his head. I like doing that. The dreamscape will then consume his world, making him believe that he is actually there, when in reality, he's in the real world. If he enters the church, then you will follow through with the audition. Then invite him to join your band. If he accepts, then our deal will be carried out. But if he declines, it's back to the caskets for you.
What if he doesn't enter the church? I asked.
Then all 5 of you will be trapped here until he does.
Why do you want him in this band? Derek asked, more timidly this time.
Do not question me, foolish boy. I have a plan. I will give you some time to think it over, but don't take too long,
the old man said. We'll do it, I shouted immediately. Won't we, guys? And everyone shook their heads in agreement. Yeah, definitely. Uh-huh. You know it, they all said at the same time.
Good choice,
the old man said. The old guy then snapped his bony, nasty fingers, and suddenly my arms and legs were unchained from the wall. But the rest of the guys were still locked up, Ricky said.
To your left you will find a red push-button phone. Use it to call him now. Here's his number,
the old man said to me. I don't know how he had your number, but he did. And that's when I called you. You entered the dreamscape, came into the church, and joined the band, Ricky said. So you were going to let me in the band whether I could play or not, just to save your asses? I said, kind of pissed off. Well, yeah, but you blew us all away with that fancy guitar work. We were gonna let you in, but now we want you in. Dude, you rock, he replied. Want, I said. Never mind, it's not worth it. He took the last drag on his cigarette, tossed it away, then continued. Sorry, dude. But listen, as soon as we left the church and the dreamscape ended, we woke up in our graves mere seconds before the tops of the caskets and the ground above us exploded upwards, and we all climbed out of the holes and continued on with our lives. So we're dead but alive at the same time, he said. You've got to be kidding me. No, man, seriously. Does your pop know you're dead? I asked. Yeah, but he doesn't really care, as long as I show up to work on time, he chuckled. And hey, don't worry about learning those songs for band practice. I was talking to the guys, and since you can write songs, we want to start writing our own stuff too. So bring your songbooks with you when you come to practice on Saturday. I gotta go now, man. My break is up. Later, dude. Then he ran back into the store. Yeah, later, I said, completely overwhelmed. I slowly walked back to my car, got in and went home. On my way, though, something that Ricky had said bothered me. If that whole creepy, foggy forest was a dreamscape, then how did I bring the papers that Ricky gave me from the dreamscape back into the real world? That would be impossible, right? Something weird is going on here, I thought. Hey, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you did, could you please give me virtual hugs by subscribing and clicking that notifications button. I also have a Patreon page and YouTube channel membership if you'd like to support me further. Thank you again for being here. Keep being creepy.